let's look at the Education 2.0 Megatrend. First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. So overall, the market is a bit messy at this point. There are some signs that we could get into a more meaningful correction, and there's other signs that, the bubble will continue. So it is a bit to be determined. Let's look at this theme. So Education 2.0, if you look at it vis-a-vis the world stock market ETF, it is massively outperforming, in a big way. Genius Brands is the top performer for sure. In this video, we will look at a company called Zovio. So they are into the educational technology space. And as I'm pretty sure you are fully aware of, the educational sector is really antiquated when it comes to technology. So there is huge growth potential there. So yeah, and there's so many ways to make a bullish case for educational technology. But it is also the thing about making the sale, and that has been a bit of a struggle. There's been a lot of resistance to technology, but I do think that they're looking far into the future. At some point, the educational sector just has to get updated. Okay, so let's look at what they offer. So creating bold change. So they have this analytics, services, and technology businesses. We are all unique, so we know one-size-fits-all solutions don't work. I totally agree. We help you deliver personalized learning experiences and provide tools to support education that moves at light speed. I mean, this is just message from heaven. So Zovio, they really know what they're doing. This is exactly what a lot of students want. So data analytics, analyzing learners' experiences help us remove the guesswork surrounding their success. We help our clients tailor each individual experience using data and analytics to make every interaction personal. With predictive modeling, we can provide reliable outcomes based on past and present course data. Here again, this is like light years ahead of what is the standard in the educational sector. So here's their people and services business. So when you need to develop your admissions process and attract qualified learners, Zovio's team provides the expertise you need. So basically they have some HR business as well. And the final part, technology. So their technology is multifaceted and benefits learners, educators, institutions, and corporations alike. With an innovative approach to address any issue, Zovio's tools can help boost student and employee retention and overall satisfaction. So definitively, I absolutely like what they are offering. Looking here at the seasonality for the stock, you can see that March, April, May, June, of all the months, these tend to be the strongest. So that is bullish, but 58% of the time it closes higher than it opened. It is not like a super high percentage. But when we look here at the gains, the average gains for the month, it becomes interesting. Okay, so let's look at the charts. So looking here at the charts, I see a chart of a fantastic company that has had difficulties selling their product. Because, I really like what they're offering. They are really speaking to what people want, what is the future of education, but there is, unfortunately, a lot of resistance in the educational sector to anything relating to technology. I mean, even in Norway, which is, a pretty advanced country, there has been debates about, banning mobile phones from the classroom. Instead of what would be more constructive is to engage the students by allowing them to use laptops, tablets, and their phones. But yeah, it's a hurdle, but I do think that eventually progress will succeed. Anyway, within this entire time frame, minus 61%, it is in a downtrend, But if you look at this development here, this looks like a rounding bottom. It just does. You could argue that we have a bit of a cup and handle pattern here. It's a bit of a sharp, narrow cup and handle, but nonetheless, we do have that pattern. We did try to get above this red 200-week moving average. We have tried before and failed, so we do have this combination here of a cup and handle, but also a double top. Looking at long term, the correlation with the S&P 500 is minus 29%. So there's some interesting correlations there as far as building a market neutral portfolio. Looking at RSI, basically in the neutral zone. Let's look at the daily data points. So what I do like here is this change with the longer term moving averages. So you see here the red 200-day moving average. Here it is very clearly negative, and now it has become sharply positive. And on Friday, it did almost surgically, functioned as a support level. So there is some constructive development here. So, and further, looking here at accumulation distribution, it's been holding up. It's not like a roaring bullish, but there are buyers out there. That's interesting. Looking at RSI, the buyers tend to buy these kinds of lows. We have been more oversold in the past for sure, but usually buyers step up. So the technical picture here is, speculatively bullish. And there's here actually a 46% positive correlation with the S&P 500. So interesting. Okay, let's go to Finviz. They draw this horizontal box. We tested the bottom here. We were rejected from the top. So we are range bound, but given the size of the moves, there's tremendous opportunities. I mean, from this low here to the top of the box, that was 114-ish% gain. So big moves, even though it is range bound. So here you can see some performance data. Definitely, I had a bit of a haircut here. So this is a high risk stock for sure, but options are available. So if you have 100 shares of Zovio, you can protect, like if you are long, bullish 100 shares, you can protect yourself with options. Okay, so let's now, unfortunately, we do not have any analyst price target. The short ratio is just, you can see here. Okay, let's go to Saks.com. They have a number for sell, but they have a B value score and A growth. So there's very good growth. It's a value stock. That is not, that common in, the highly speculative small cap, small cap tech space. 155-ish million US dollars in market cap. They do have a Saks rank for sell, which basically means that looking at, the coming 1 to 3 months, here you can see the analyzed returns based on the Saks rank. Okay, but to sum up here, my take on Zovio. The theme is very interesting. The very fact that there's been so much resistance to educational technology, from teachers and, the educational establishment. And it's very important to be aware that there are vested interests there. The people who make the old school technology, like physical textbooks, they do use their lobbying mechanisms to hold back educational technology because there's a conflict there. But I do think long-term educational technology will triumph. The technicals very interesting, very speculative, but we do see some support levels, some interesting patterns. Looking at the fundamentals, very interesting. I mean, B value and A growth especially, very, very, very good. So I would lean speculatively bullish here for Zovio, looking long term, and also, looking a bit nearer into the future.